Take a look at this. Real Clear average of polls shows just 38% of people approve of President Biden's handling of the economy. It's that low, 38%. Steve Forbes joins me now. Do you think that the president deserves a bit more credit than he's getting?
No, I think he's getting the proper credit because he's taken an economy that was ready to roar and put roadblocks in the way. We know we have supply chain shortages and disasters out there, but they've made it worse with higher energy costs. That was self-inflicted. What the Federal Reserve has done in terms of money printing, that could explode this year and next year. So those were self-inflicted wounds. The people sense that there's not firm leadership here. The whole vaccine mandate disaster, which kept people out of the workforce, it all adds up. People don't like what they're seeing. They're making the tough situation tougher in Washington.
Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez blames corporate America for fueling inflation. I'll give you a quote, Steve. Here it is. There's a real distinction to be made between inflation and price gouging. A lot of these price increases are potentially due to just straight price gouging by corporations. You want to take that on, Steve Forbes?
Well, I'm talking about gouging. How about gouging taxpayers on your student debts? Well, we'll leave that aside for the moment and go to her point. No, there isn't price gouging. You may find certain instances of it, but anytime you have inflation, they always look for scapegoats. I've mentioned the Christians in the Roman times. They blame the Christians. They blame witches during medieval times. Now they blame evil and price gouging corporations. No, it's bad government policy. Whether it's the disastrous way they handled supply chains, printing too much money, spending too much money, those were inflicted by the government, not by businesses.
The strange thing is that the Squad and the far left members of the House, the Democrats, their seats are safe. They don't lose this year. It's the moderates who are going to lose this year, and it's because of the far left. I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's not a good situation when the far left keeps winning and the moderates lose hands down. I think the Republicans are going to win hands down in November.
Well, the Republicans are going to do very well in November if they don't find a way to blow it, which the parties have unfortunately had a tendency to do in the past. They should stick to positive issues and constructive criticism. But the far left, they're the activists in the Democratic Party. That's why Chuck Schumer is doing what he's doing. He's fearful of a primary from Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. And so you get these crazy policies. And now they're going to try to get poor Joe Manchin to go along with some other spending scheme in the next few weeks. They want to get something done. They want to get some new entitlements enacted. But again, the American people are not with it. The American people want calm. They want the economy to have a chance to heal. And they want to get rid of these crazy mask and vaccine mandates and let people, as you say, learn to live with the COVID-19 and all its variants and get back to normal. We can do it. We've done it in the past.
Steve, I'm not sure I've ever asked you this before, but do you dabble in crypto? Would you give it? Do you ever buy into it, or are you part of this deal, or what?
No, I don't own crypto, but I think the real crypto of the future is what they call stable coins. Those are cryptocurrencies tied to a specific asset like gold or the dollar. I think those things in the future, properly done and with transparency. We don't have enough transparency in the assets so-called backing up these cryptocurrencies, stable coins. But when they get the transparency and make some changes, I see these crypto coins being a challenge to government money, being an alternative to the dollar, the euro, and the pound and other currencies. That's what I see in the next 5 years unfolding.
Oh, I'm glad I asked the question. Steve Forbes, thanks very much indeed. That was all good stuff.
Thank you.
See you soon, Steve.